Hello and welcome back. We are still on decision making in programming. So we just finished looking into the if statement. The last one we'll talk about is the switch or the select case in programming. So these ones they fall under the decision making when making decisions in programming. Okay. So let's jump to the code editor and then we will look at how we can also work with this one. So switch. Now this is the structure of the switch. Basically we use the switch just like the way we use the if statement. Okay, but then the switch works mostly with variables. You will use the switch for testing the kind of value that is stored in a variable. Okay, so this is how the structure looks like. Int number is equal to 2. Switch the number value is 1. See out. So let me just speed things up. Okay, so I just skipped what I did. Let me explain the structure to you then. Now you can see we have switch. Okay, first of all I'll take everything out and then I'll bring them back again. So this is the structure of the switch. You start with the switch keyword and then you can see number is here. Now like I said, switch is mostly used for trying to guess the value that is stored in a variable. So it works like guessing. Sometimes when you use the USSD to, let's say you want to send money, you dial the USSD code *1, whatever the code is. When you press send, you get some list of menus. Okay, mostly 1 is send money, 2 is maybe transfer, and then I think others. Okay, now when you press 1 and then you hit send, you realize that it will load, and after some time a new screen pops up. So they are using switch. So we use switch for mostly knowing or trying to guess the kind of input a variable will hold. You get it? So the moment you press 1, the switch will just detect the 1 and then call the function to transfer the money. So that scenario is what we are coming to do here. Okay, let me bring them back. So over here we are switching, or we are testing the number variable, okay, to see the kind of value that they can store. Now quickly before I forget, the data type that is mostly compatible for working with switch is the int, the char, and then the boolean. These are the 3 types of data types that work with switch perfectly. Okay, so being in the variable that you will switch should be of type either int, char, or boolean. That is it. Now we have the number there. You can see we have first thing, case. So switch doesn't deal with else if. Switch, it deals with cases. It's just like the other one, the other guy, if statement, but this one deals with cases. So you can see case 1 and then colon. The structure is supposed to follow what you see here. Okay, the structure is supposed to follow. So case 1 colon, and then down here I have my block of code. It's not compulsory this one should be just 1 per. It can be more than 1. Okay, it can be more than 1. So what we are trying to do is now perform a test and check the value of the variable we have here, that is the number. Check to see if what is stored is equal to what? Is equal to 1. Okay, so for the first case, that is the testing case, is going to test to see if this variable has a value 1. Now you can see this one, the value is not 1, it's 2, right? So that means this condition, or this first case, can't be true it will fail. So if you check and this case is wrong, that is if the value in the variable is not 1, then it will move on to the next available case to do the checking. Excuse me. So case 2 is the value in the number variable equal to 2. So since it's equal to 2, if we run the program, it's going to what? Display what we have here. Value is 2. And then that will be it. It's just like the if statement. It will not come down to check again. It will only go through to pick the best one. And then after that, the program will not execute again. It will end. So we'll run the program and you can see value is 2 is what is produced. Now I'll make it 24. So meaning the first one will fail because the value is not equal to this. Again, this one is 2, and then 24, they are not the same. So this one will fail. Then we'll go to the third case. Case 3 is the value of number equal to 3. Number is 24. 24 and then 3, they are not the same. So meaning this case 2 will fail. We come to the last one. 4 is 4 equal to 24. That is stored in the number variable. No. So the case 4 to what will also fail. So at the end of the day, you realize that all the cases we have here have all failed. Okay. All the cases, they have all what? They've all failed. None of them passed. So like the else block, if all your cases are not failing, are not passing, if they all failed, then the else block what will set in. Okay. The default block will set in. So the default is just like the else block in the if statement. It comes in when all the cases failed. So with 24, if we run it, the output will be what? Wrong input. That is simply because we put the wrong input as the cout or the command to display at the side. Okay. The moment we change this one and then we make it 1, if you execute, you are going to get value is 1. So basically that is how the switch works. The number of the variable you want to test its value, you put it here. Okay. And then you run your cases. You get it? You run your cases. So instead of this one being just some random numbers, let's actually make this one look more real. So let me say user option. Okay. And then the user option will come here. So it's like the way we send money. You present some menus there, and based on the one the user will choose, we are going to trigger an action. So if they choose one, it means sending money. If they choose 2, let's say buying credit. If they choose 3, it means they want to 3 is what? Let's say banking. Let's just make it. I'll take the 4th one. Let's just use up to 3 cases. So the cases are not compulsory to be more. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. It depends on what you are checking for. Just know that there's no limitation. Okay. And then the default is not compulsory. You can take it off. But just know if it's there, it helps the user to know if maybe something is wrong or maybe their conditions never met. So let's say invalid menu option. Okay. So when we run the program like this, you can see it's the sending money that comes. Why? Because 1 is equivalent to the case 1 here. If you change this one and then you make it 2, now try and then look at what we have and determine the output of this program. Determine the output of this program. So we build and run. You can see we are having what? Buying credit. And buying credit comes as a result of the fact that the case 2 is what? Buying credit. If you make this 21, this is not 21. This 1, 2 is not. This 2 is not. So as a result, all the cases will fail. Okay, so if all of them are failing, then you know the last choice will be the default block. We build and run the program, and you can see invalid menu option. The invalid menu option is there simply because that is the default. Okay, so it's easy, it's not difficult, it's one of the easiest concept. So that is it. Keep in mind, switch is for checking the value that will be present in what? A variable. Are you with me? Now, before we go, I'll give you an assignment. Okay, so use the switch, use the switch to determine or to simulate traffic light. So take a number. Okay, a number. When a program starts, you should simply check the traffic number variable. If the traffic number is if it's 1, then it means red. If it's not 1 and then it's equal to 2, then it's what? Yellow. Okay, if it's 3, then it's equal to green, something like that. So try a hands on it. You can pause the video and then try a hands on it. When maybe you finish, you can come and then check the solution. Okay, all right, so let me simply edit it. Now before I edit, you can write this code if you want to, but I'll simply change the variable name to traffic number. Okay, then we do the checking on the traffic number. So if the traffic number is 1, that means red. If it's 2, yellow. If it's 3, then green. Okay, so like that. This is how it's going to be. If you make this one, if we make it 1 and then we run it, you can see it's going to be what? Red, like that. Okay, like that. Now let me show you something that can help you a lot. Go to your browser. If you go to your browser, you can use any of the AIs that you want. Okay, you can use any of the AI that you want. I like to use the Google Gemini AI. Let me show you something that can help you a lot. So what you do is, whenever you go to the AI, just say the concept you want to understand very well. Okay, now we just finished switch, but you need to solve more examples on switch for it to be, for you to have a solid ground in it. So just say, give me 20 switch practical questions in programming for beginners, so that I don't get something you don't expect. So after loading, most of the time the AI will solve the question for you. Okay, but you can also give it a prompt not to solve the question if in case you see that. I'm having, I think, slow internet, so it's really delaying, but this is how you can do it. If the 20 is less for you, you can increase it. If it's too much, you can decrease it. The AI will just go and then give you practical questions for you to solve. And at some point, if you realize that the questions are too difficult, the AI can also break it down for you. I don't know what this AI is thinking, but I think what I'm seeing here is never what I'm expecting. Okay, it's never what I'm expecting. So let me just refresh my page and then we will look at what happened. So try again and let's see. Okay, so these are the questions we have: the traffic light colors, the vowels or consonants. So it's a whole lot. Okay, any of the AIs that you use, they will all help you. Now you take your time and then solve the questions one by one. Solving these questions will help broaden your knowledge and make it firm. I can be giving you practicals to solve, but mine will be limited. I can give you maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. But with the AI, it's a robot that is configured to help us get it. If you even make it 80, definitely it's going to give you the 80 questions to practice. Are you with me? Sometimes the prompt will not all be correct. It's not always accurate though, but you can see that it's still, generating the questions. Okay, generating the questions. So that is what I can say. Now, one last thing to close if statement is, you realize we have break keyword throughout. Now, what is the importance of this break? If you don't add the break there, your loop will not work. The switch will not work the way you expect. Okay, now I'll take the break there, I'll take it from there, I'll take it from here. Okay, let me run it and see it for yourself. The traffic number is what? 1. So we are expecting red to be the output, but instead of us getting the red, we will get all the output here: red, yellow, green, and then what? The invalid number. So the importance of the break keyword is to make sure that it will prevent the the case. In case if the first one is correct, it will prevent it from entering the next case. Other than that, if it's 1, it will display the red and enter the next case. So the break is a way of telling the block of code that end here, don't move beyond, just end here. Okay. So it's important after your lines of code. Over here I have 1, but it can be more if you want to. You can have a lot of lines here under the case, but after you are done with all those lines, you just need to introduce the break keyword as a way of preventing the case, the output from entering the next cases. Okay, I'll thank you so much for your time. Now kindly subscribe, like, share, comment, and recommend the channel to your friends too as well. Stay tuned, and I'm bringing I think videos on loops. That will be our next topic: iteration or repetition. That is where we have the loops. This is also one of the most important one of the concepts that is very, very important for us to know as programmers. So thank you so much. I'll meet you. Bye bye.